back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, then hi. My name is Carrington. I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button, clicking the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. As well, if this is your 10th time, 100th time, 50th time, second time here, and you still have not yet hit that subscribe button, but you do indeed keep coming back to watch some videos, then I also invite you to hit that subscribe button and click the little bell. So now let's go ahead and let's get into today's exciting video. If you were here on my channel last week, you know that I took individual Juvia's Place quads, tried one out each day, and then I ranked them. That's right, I then ranked them. And I thought that was a lot of fun. A lot of you guys really seem to enjoy that as well. So I decided we need to try that out with the Huda Wild Obsessions. Is that what they're called? Or just Wild? No, Wild Obsessions. They're called Wild Obsessions. So we have 4 Wild Obsessions. We have the Chameleon. We have the Jaguar. We have the Python. And last we have is the Tiger. So I think for today, the one I want to try out the most, especially since I'm wearing like a lot of like, I don't know, my pants are like gray and my shirts are like gray. I think I'm going to want to try out like this Wild Tiger. I also, from that collection, have, there's like, okay, so there's 3 liquid mattes, and then there's a silk balm, and there's Feline, Huntress, Untamed, and Blush. I feel like I'm going to try to use one lip option each day as well. So if you guys are excited to see what I think of this palette, then definitely keep on watching. Alright, so we're first going to start off with swatches. These do not have shade names on either the back, on the inside, or the back, or on the cartridge, right? Yeah, no. So, I'm just going like a book, alright? So, first shade is right here. It's this kind of yellowish, more like a yellow, yeah. Then you've got like this yellowish gold shade. You've got a nice deep, rich brown. You've got like a very copperish. This right here is like a gold pink topper kind of a shade. You've got this right here, which is more of like a rust, kind of like an orange. You've got this where it's a gold, but it's almost like a greenish gold. You have this right here, which is more like a very nice like terracotta kind of a color. And then you have an orange right down here. So here are all of the swatches. So let's go ahead and let's dive on into an eye look. Let's start with the shade right here, that yellowish kind of shade. It does have some slight kick up in the pan. I wouldn't say it's like overly excessive. As I drop all my brushes, we're just gonna start that. It doesn't really show up a lot, which is fine. I think this will be like a really good, like, being able to set like the foundation of other colors. Let's see what happens if I try packing it first though. If I just pack it on there first. I feel like it shows up more whenever I try packing it on there. Okay, so for my next shade, I'm going to go into this like orangish kind of shade. I'm going to try to use as many of the mattes as possible. This also really barely has any kick up, but it does again coat that brush nicely. Let's see if we can get this to show up a little bit better. Yeah, it does show up slightly a bit better. And we're just going to bring that a little bit lower than the transition, but not by much, because I'm going to go into another color just so I'm able to really use most of these mattes. I'm then going to take that same brush and go into like this like reddish shade, and then just kind of bring that lower down into like my like non-existent like crease, and then also start to pack it on like the outer corner as well. Last for the mattes, I'm going to go into this like chocolate brown. This one's going to go specifically more into my like outer corner. Last thing I want to do is I want to dip into like this shade right here, and I want to place this all over the lid. I mean, obviously this isn't like the last thing I'm gonna do, but I do want to place this all over the lid to start giving the lid like some kind of color to it, because the shimmer, I'm only gonna use one shimmer, and that one shimmer that I'm planning on using doesn't have a lot of like a colored base to it, so I definitely want to make sure that like the shadow has something to like hook onto. And I will say this like shade has like some really nice pigmentation to it, like it looks really good. So for the lid, I want to try this like, it's like a pink to gold, kind of like a shift. It's like very much like a topperish kind of shade. I will say this feels really like rough. Like, it just doesn't feel the best, I guess is what I want to say. All right, so here are the eyes completed for the most part. So far I think it turned out fairly, decently. So I'm gonna go ahead, go do the rest of my face off of camera, and then come back so I can definitely give you my final thoughts. All right, and we are back with the final look. What do you guys think? Are you guys loving it? Not loving it? I ended up going in with the darkest liquid lipstick in the shade Untamed for this. I felt like this was probably like the most neutral of them, so I did indeed go with this, and I like it. It's a little bit drying. Like I'm not gonna lie, like it's definitely a very drying formula. So I will say you probably won't like this if you do not want your lips to feel like a mummy. It's just, it is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about now this eyeshadow palette. I think this is definitely like a very neutral eyeshadow palette. I think we can all be in agreement with that. This is definitely like a very neutral eyeshadow palette. There are just some things I don't particularly care for about this palette. Number one being like these mattes that I use, these ones specifically, I had to pack on. I had to build up, and it was a lot. And even then, I really feel like it didn't give quite the effect of like what the color is in the pan. I feel like it's much, much lighter. They were definitely very powdery, almost chalky-like in this palette. Another thing is like my like lid shade, that like topperish kind of shade, it feels so hard. Like it feels hard. Like granted, you get some off, and you can like pop it on and you can see it and be like, oh, ha, 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 get it. But like, why can't it be nice and soft? Like some of her other shimmers in here feel like so nice and soft, like this brown and like this gold, like those feel really nice and soft. But that other one, it just was not nice and soft. It sucked. It was, that was like disappointing, because that was like the shade that I like really was drawn to the most before I started swatching. I will say this really, like if I would have went for an all matte look, this would have been perfect for on the lid. I think that if you are ever going to want to do like an all matte look, totally pull out this palette, because this is so good for like all over the lid for just like an all matte look. I think that was like fantastic. Overall, I mean, I think this palette's okay. I don't think this is like $29 fantastic. I think I like the outside artwork the most. I feel like that's probably more my jam, because I love animals. And so like I feel like that's what drew me to like this whole entire collection, was the fact that I like love animals, and the fronts are like that. So overall, I think it's okay. I think there are better neutral palettes out there, and for this being $29, I would not pay $29 for this neutral of a palette, where some of the shades were just really kind of like, we had some really good shades. Like there were some really beautiful shades, but then there were some shades where I'm just sitting here like, oh yeah. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Not thoughts, we're talking thoughts down below. Let me know if you have picked this up. What do you think of it? Did you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. Also, let me know where you think this one's going to rank, packs. Remember, we've got a green color story, a red color story, and a blackish gray color story. Let me know how you think this is going to rank. But that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please definitely give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you're notified of all my future uploads, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!